What's up, guys? This is Rise, and welcome to another video. Return of the Steelix. Steelix strikes again. Steelix steals the show. We've got some more Steelix battles in this video. You guys seem to really enjoy the last one, so I have another, some pretty epic games. You're going to see me come back from some pretty impossible situations. The old reliable glitch of your last catch. So, Obstagoon. Steelix versus Obstagoon, and I have a Sableye. This is such a terrible lead. It beats two of my Pokemon, like, really handedly. So my goal here, when I've seen Obstagoon leads, is just to hope that they're going to go straight Night Slash, that they don't have Cross Chop, and then get a shield with Earthquake. That's my whole goal. And by doing this, I may put them in a predicament where I get the shield, I come in with the Azu, and they might give up Switch, which could put them in a bad situation. So I come in with the Azu here, and he's going to switch into a Golbat. And I'm like, okay, he's probably not going to want to go down two shields, so I'm probably going to be able to land this. I go straight for the pump. Boom! Takes out a huge chunk. I'm able to actually catch on my Sableye, because he's going to want a Poison Fang, right? So I catch a Poison Fang. Very nice. I Shadow Claw down. This Obstagoon, though, is going to be a lot of trouble for Sableye. So I got to be really careful in this situation. He's not boosted, so I'm going to take a first Night Slash here. And I'm going to build up. I sneak a Shadow Claw there, which is pretty nice. And I'm going to shield the second Night Slash because I could need Sableye for whatever's in back. So here I'm going to double up on foul plays. I might be one short, actually, but I'm almost doubled up. And then I switch to clear my debuff. And obviously, this isn't enough for like a gunk shot or anything, so I can just take whatever this is. And then there's a Hypno in back, so that's absolutely huge because I almost have that foul play loaded. So basically, all I have to do here is either get a shield or just take it out. Yeah, as long as I force a shield here, I'm totally fine. I can shield this. I do have an energy head start, so I will be able to get to a play rough. Oh. I'm going to have to take a punch, but XL Azu to the rescue, survives it. And I just have to under tap, take out the Hypno here with get the last shield rather. And then because I was one Shadow Claw away, Shadow Claw is a 2-turn fast move. It registers before the damage applies, Confusion being a 4-turn fast move. And then one Shadow Claw took out the Obstagoon. So overcoming one of the worst possible leads there in an Obstagoon lead just by being careful with how we approached it. And the next opponent, here we go. Game number 2. Man, game number 1 was already crazy. Another terrible lead. Stunfisk. So we go Sableye and they go Azu. And Azu at an energy disadvantage is not a reliable Sableye counter. You're going to see this. I go straight for the return. I land it. That's absolutely huge because now I'm going to be able to definitely take this matchup after landing that return. I shield in case it's a play rough. It was just an Ice Beam. So a little unfortunate. I'm going to shield again because I know I need switch advantage. And if I can get Azu onto the Stunfisk, I know I'm in a pretty good spot. The Azu's low enough that I can just foul play and farm down. I undercharge it a little bit there just to get a little extra farm. He swaps into a Sableye. And I'm like, what the heck? So I make a decision here to just stay in and get off. Oh, I store a foul play. Okay, I store the foul play and then switch into Steelix because Steelix is pretty much dead weight at this point. Steelix isn't going to do anything for me against the Stunfisk and at an energy disadvantage. It's basically just a shield. Steelix is a shield and I might get a shield with my Crunch. I wasn't sure if I was going to get to the Earthquake there, so I decided to just play it safe and go for the Crunch. I get the last shield, which is huge. My Sableye has 15 attack, so I know I have a good chance to win CMP. My opponent makes a spectacular swap you just saw. Spectacular swap to catch the foul play. I'm getting ready to switch. I know I'm likely going to have to eat a return here, which is kind of stinky. But XL Azu, so tanky. And my opponent, I think, makes a mistake here. They panicked. They assumed I was going to throw energy. So they just got off a foul play for some chip damage. They should not have done that. They should have committed to the return because I would have had to expend energy. Now I don't have to expend energy. And I land the Hydro. Rock Slide should take me out from here, right? Yep, it does. Oh, I remember this. My opponent lagged or they gave up. Shoot. Now I feel bad. Now I remember how that game played out. Yeah, we lost. It says I won. We lost that game. Our opponent, I don't know what happened. They lagged or something happened. But yeah, we lost. But Niantic gifted us a win, I guess. All right, but moving on. That's in the past. Another terrible lead. 3 terrible leads in a row. We switched Sableye. They switched Pelipper. So we had a 3 Shadow Claw head start, which I know now I can win this. I can win back switch in this matchup. Able to deny a wing attack there. This foul play does a considerable amount of damage if it lands to Pel. I sneak in another Shadow Claw. And now I know for sure that I'm going to be able to win this matchup. I'm over farming quite a bit. I know I'm still going to get to the second foul play before he gets to another Weather Ball. And he makes a mistake by shielding that, in my opinion, because he lost track of my energy. He didn't realize I had so much. So I take back switch. He's going to go straight Rock Slide here, which is not going to KO me. And it's important that I just stay in this matchup, even though I'm going to get Mud Shot down. That's totally fine. Azu's so tanky, of course, it can take an Earthquake, no problem. And then we just hope that Steelix has some play against whatever's in back. Coming with Azu. He's likely going to Earthquake me and then probably get out of there. And then we'll see what's in back. Earthquake, Chunks. In comes Medi. And check this out. We're going to play rough the Medi. And we're actually, I believe, going to switch into Steelix. Or not. Okay. I get Psychicked. Oh. Okay. This makes sense. Because I know an Earthquake does not one-shot my Steelix, I can actually stay in here. Hopefully force... Yeah. So I force the Stunfisk to throw all its energy here on the Earthquake, which doesn't KO. And it's still not even in Rock Slide range because Rock Slide is double resisted by that ground steel typing. So Rock Slide would do virtually nothing. And a really weird game there, but we overcame a terrible lead and we're able to win. Steelix versus Mandibuzz. This is a really bad lead. You might not think it's that bad because it's like a steel type versus a flying type, right? But think about it. My charge moves are Crunch and Earthquake. I can only hit this Mandibuzz for resisted damage. And it's hitting me for neutral. So this is a really bad lead. And my Sableye, does not want to see this either. So I just have to stay in here and sacrifice my Steelix. I go for an Earthquake here because I believe it does more raw damage than Crunch. And I think I'm only going to get to one more move. So I just went for that's why I went for the Earthquake. Even though it's double resisted, it gets Stab. It's a more powerful move than Crunch. So I believe it does more raw damage in that situation than Crunch. Coming with Azu. And I'm going to take a whole bunch of Aerial Aces here, and I don't care. I am going to commit to a very aggressive Bubble Down. He switches. I'm just going straight for the Play Rough. Shadow Swampert, I believe it's most likely going to shield. I get a shield. And then this is always a big call. Do you call the bait? Do you shield? I'm going to shield. He baits me with Hydro Cannon. Unbelievable. I don't expect him to bait me twice, so I'm going to shield this one. And it is a Sludge Wave, so a big shield there. I go for a Play Rough. This should do a lot of damage. This situation is looking pretty bad, but he lets it go, which caught me off guard. I get to a Hydro Pump here, which is really nice. So I guarantee a shield or take it out. Then I aggressive switch into Sableye. I'm expecting an Earth Power here. but he Poison Fangs for some reason. And now I just have to build up to 2. I build up to 2 foul plays. I can survive a foul play from Mandibuzz, barely. Oh, that's right, because I was debuffed. But now I have 2 foul plays loaded. I should win CMP against the Nidoqueen. And this is a perfect textbook example. People fall in love a little too much with their debuff moves. If the Nidoqueen just Earth Powers my Sableye, I'm pretty sure they win the game. So don't always fall in love with your debuff moves. Sometimes just go for the hard-hitting move. If your debuff move is resisted, you might not want to go for it. And we're going into our next matchup here. Steelix versus Jelly. I've found that most Jellies like to bait. He switches into Umbreon, which is interesting. And I realized at this point he was probably trying to lure out the Azumarill. It's probably the strategy behind his team. So I'm expecting something in the back that could be weak to Azumarill. Maybe like an Altaria is a possibility. Last Resort doesn't do a whole lot. By the way, these battles are still from the Go Battle Night. I've actually managed to hit Veteran Elo on stream as of today, so stay tuned for those battles in a video coming soon. I'm over farming as much as I can, then going for a play rough because it's nice to have energy to threaten whatever comes in. I take out, and I'm actually going to aggressive swap, and the reason I'm aggressive swapping is because I figured switching out of a Jealous and Steelix matchup into an Umbreon, he wanted to lure out my Azu. So that's why I'm preserving my Azu. And in comes a Golbat. Okay, now I'm so confused. Now I'm just like, what? Okay, I'm overthinking this. My opponent had no strategy behind this team. At least not one that I understand. And I'm just overthinking it. And he expends all his energy with a Shadow Ball, which is totally fine with me. I am going to come in here with Steelix because Steelix is very tanky. I'm going to resist all these wing attacks. I'm not going to bother shielding this because worst case scenario would be I get baited and then he lands one. I'm going to go for a Crunch before he gets to another Shadow Ball to put some shield pressure on him. I take out the Golbat. It's just the Jelly left and it is shieldless. So this Crunch will connect. Boom. Takes out a big chunk. And I'm going to force... yeah, okay. I switch into the Azu, so even though I didn't catch, I was forcing him to Shadow Ball to take me out. And if he had Shadow Balled, I could have then just shielded Steelix and then crunched for the win. So I believe that's a 5-0 set. Niantic doesn't seem to recognize it. Okay, I guess I just fast forwarded to the next set. But here we go. 5 more terrific battles with the main man Steelix, the Steel Snake. Niantic's trying to distract me with a Rufflet. Venusaur beats our whole team. This thing beats our whole team. So what we do here is we just stay in, we chunk away with Dragon Tail damage, and we try and get a shield. That's the strategy on a Venusaur lead. Because if Azu can avoid the Venusaur, well then most likely Azu's going to have some good matchups in the back. I get a shield with the Crunch, very nice. And I actually get to another Crunch, so my opponent gets a little overzealous over farming. I get both shields. Steelix gets both shields. I'm probably going to let this go, but I already understand that this Venusaur has so much energy that I'm going to have to shield on my Sableye. I'm fine with that. I can shield and farm down. And even though I don't have Switch, I'm up a shield and I'm up energy. So we take a pretty bad lead and turn it almost into a good lead. And our opponent's going to go straight Rock Slide, which is fine by me. So I'm going to store up all that energy on Sableye, and then I come in Azu, and this is looking pretty good. His team makes sense. He's got a Venusaur in the lead, and then 2 things that are kind of weak to Azu in the back, but both G-Fisk and Medi can put up a fight against Azu, that's for sure. And at this point, I'm feeling pretty good. I can honestly just let Azu go if I want. I could probably shield Azu. I think however I play this, I'm in a pretty good spot. I've almost got 2 foul plays loaded on Sableye as well, so I'm feeling pretty comfortable about this situation. This bubble damage pretty much puts it into double foul play range, but I realize I'm at the Hydro Pump, so even if he baits me, you can't stack a Rock Slide and an Earthquake. Earthquake 65 energy, Rock Slide is 45 energy, so you can only have 100 energy at a time. Since I had the Hydro, the only thing he could have done there was Rock Slided me again, which would not have KO'd, so I thought the safest play was to just shield, Hydro, win. GG. Hypno versus Steelix. Steelix likes that matchup. In comes a Licky, which I don't have an obvious answer for. Steelix, I think, is my best answer for, so I'm actually going to stay, especially because I have a Sableye that can handle the Hypno. So I'm actually going to just kind of sacrifice my... Oh, I caught an Earthquake. How about that? Haha, no big deal. No sweat. I caught an Earthquake on the Azu, which is kind of nice. That would have done a whole lot of damage to Steelix. And I think that wasn't even like a counting catch. That was more like a feel catch. And I'm just going to let Azu go because he didn't want this. He didn't want the Hypno matched up against the Steelix. So I'm figuring if I just come in here, farm down with Steelix, he might reveal what's in the back. And then I can have Sableye potentially lined up against Hypno. And there's a Scrafty. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to try and get this last shield here. I know I can live a power-up punch. I just want to go for this Earthquake. If either the Earthquake does a lot of damage or it gets the last shield and then I can return this thing. It gets the last shield. Now I can return the Scrafty. I just have to be conscious of a potential sack swap on the Hypno if he tries to catch. And I just go straight for it. And this should almost take out the Scrafty. It does take out the Scrafty. Wow. Return hitting so hard. And now the Hypno is going to try and get to 2 punches, but it's not going to be able to. Because foul play should KO. Oh, and I decide to return. BM. Chris, so rude of you to return the Hypno back to its Pokeball. But a nice win nonetheless. Sableye going ham, taking out a Scrafty and a Hypno. I mean, it makes sense. It was up shields, right? But, yeah, nice win there. I'm yawning, excuse me. Zeros B. Beta. Okay, Surfetch, not a good lead. Not a good answer either. Will we see our first loss with this team? It's possible. This is not looking good. I go for a bait. Always, never bait. 50% of the time, sometimes, occasionally. It's unsuccessful there. Do I shield? This could be a big mistake, but I decide to shield. And I do get to the return, which is absolutely huge. The thing about the Surfetched is I don't really have a great answer for it. And also, he's going to get a big farm down here. And I'm going to come in with Azu because shields are down. And because shields are down, I'm thinking maybe I still have a chance. I'm going to shield this. It's a Gleam, so nice. I'm going to commit to a bubble down here. I know he's going to get to another Gleam. But I feel like my energy is more important at this stage with shields down. I take the Gleam. It hurts. Does like 40%. He swaps into Hypno, and I think that's a big mistake. I think this lost him the game. Because if he just lets his A9 get farmed down, he's got Hypno against Azu, which is a very close matchup, and then he's got Surfetch to clean up. I get focus blasted by the freaking Hypno, but I've got so much energy that I'm actually gonna play rough here. I undercharge perfectly. And now I have a play rough loaded. I'm just eyeing that corner. If I see the Surfetched, I am going to throw the play rough. But I was expecting the sack swap, actually. So I actually just threw a few bubbles because I knew he was going to try and sack swap. And then I can play rough the duck and take the win. So another terrible lead. A lot of bad leads this video that we've been able to overcome. So for all the people saying GBL is all luck, it's rock, paper, scissors. I get hard countered. It's impossible. We've overcome a lot of bad leads and bad counter swaps in this video. It's always possible. If you try and take switch advantage back, if you over farm, if you let things go, you make swaps. Sometimes you're going to get hard countered. Sometimes there's no win con. But a lot of the times, you're able to flip bad leads by playing around them. And we get a shield there against Mr. Sableye. And this is kind of an awkward situation. What do I come in with? I come in with my own Sableye because I'm going to try and get a big farm. I might actually double shield and commit to a full farm down here. Actually, probably not. I probably throw at some point. Yeah, so I was keeping track of his energy, so I was going to make sure that I threw on CMP or before he got there. I take out the Sableye, in comes Azu, and that's fine with me. I'm just going to go straight for the return. This does a fair bit of damage. He does shield, so a nice shield there. I try and catch a move, but he doesn't throw right away. Very smart. And he's not switching, which tells me he doesn't have an obvious answer to Azu. But my Sableye is quite low, so it's not a great situation for me. Because this opposing Azu with all that energy is definitely going to put in work against my Azu. Sneaks in a bubble there. Not ideal. Play rough does some nice chip damage. I'm probably going to, I'm going to have to shield a play rough, unfortunately. Which kind of stinks. I'm able to deny a bubble there. We still have no idea what's in back, so this is looking kind of sketch. I aggressive swap. I lure out a Skarmory. Oh, man. Oh, no. The air slash snuck through, and I think that's the difference in the game. Yep, that's the difference in the game. Well, perhaps not. Perhaps that second foul play would not have KO'd anyway. I don't think it would have KO'd anyway, so. Yeah. I think Skarmory lives a foul play from that range, so. The air slash that snuck through didn't quite matter that much. I think that opponent had us anyway. G to the G. And that's our first loss with this team. We went on a pretty huge winning streak. Terrible lead. But we switch into Sableye because it's not as bad as Steelix versus Scrafty. He switches into a Beedrill, which is, in my opinion, not a smart play. Because I have all this energy, and I'm definitely going to be able to take back switch. I don't even need to shield this because this is just an X-Scissor, which I know doesn't do all that much. It actually does chunk quite a bit. But I'm going to go for a foul play here. I know my Shadow Claws do more than the Poison Jabs, since the Poison Jabs are resisted. I go for another one right here, because I know he's not going to want to go down 2 shields, but he does. He goes down 2 shields. And I just need one more Shadow Claw to take him out. So I'm going to win switch, and I'm going to have a shield advantage. And then he swaps in Scrafty. I swap in Azu, and all that energy the Scrafty had went to waste. So our opponent definitely made a misplay there. He should have probably stayed in with the Scrafty. Or if he had a better answer, come in with that. Or chip with the Scrafty and then maybe come with the Beedrill. Force me to expend my energy. But yeah, 9-1 in this video with the Steelix, Sableye, Azumarill team. And what did we have? Like 5, 6 bad leads? And we were able to win 9 out of 10. So pretty crazy stuff. A shout out to For the Battles, who came up with this team. Link in the description to her channel, my teammate with Mazer Gaming, and a terrific battler and streamer. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hit veteran ranking, so that video is coming soon. Hashtag Obstagoon, foreshadowing. People seem to love the goon. Hopefully you loved this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'd very much appreciate it. And all that said, thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.